Hi friends, in this video we have to learn about raise keyword in a Python. So what is the raise keyword? You can see here the raise keyword in Python is used to manually trigger throw an exception. What is this manually? We forcefully throw the exception by using a raise keyword. In simple words, you tell the Python that something went wrong. So this is a manually we trigger the exception in Python. So why do we use the raise keyword? So we use raise when we want to stop a program execution. If a condition is invalid, suppose there is something is a problem, then we can stop the program execution and we can generate or manually trigger an exception. So we want to create our own error message as well. We want to read through an exception inside a try except block. We want to enforce rules in our code. So here you can see the basic syntax is just use raise keyword and exception type, that is a value error, keyboard error or index error. You can raise this exception forcefully and write a message whatever you want to give to the user. So an example you can see here, example raising a built-in exception. This is about a built-in exception. So value error is a built-in exception, because we give wrong value, then value error message will raise. So suppose age equals to -5, we have declared, suppose this is the variable, right? So now we are giving condition like if age is a less than 0. If age is less than 0, then raise value error, age cannot be negative, means less than 0 means a -5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So this is a wrong input. So just that's why we are raising the value error exception. That's why this is called as a trigger manually exception. So what will be the output? Output will be the value error, and this is the message which we give. Age cannot be negative. So let's check this raise keyword example first using a built-in exception. Just open your VS Code. So this is my VS Code. Already we are just watching and looking for exception handling. In that we have covered what is the exception and type of errors. So I have created inside this exception folder user defined exception. Why? Because normally raise keyword used for a user defined exception. So just create inside the user defined exception. I'm creating file raise suppose keyword .py. Just see the example. Suppose age, I have taken this one variable, suppose -5, or you can take as an input as well. So first we see directly by using this, suppose -5, right? And suppose if age is less than 0 support, and enter, and just like a print raise value error, and inside that just we can pass the message just like a age cannot be negative. So what we are doing here, suppose age value is less than 0, then this will be raise the value error. So just print this program or run this program, you will get the output. So here you can see in terminal, this is a traceback, means runtime error. This is called as a exception, and you can see the message raise value error is cannot be negative. So we are forcing a Python to raise this error, value error, age cannot be negative, and you can take directly input as well. Just I am commenting this, and we will take input from a user. Suppose just like age equals to int bracket input enter age, because user can enter any value. So that's why we are handling the exception. So raise keyword is a one of the part of a handling the exception. So run this again. So here you can see it asking age. So someone enter 5. So this will not be raise the error, and run again. And if someone enter suppose -2, so -4. So you can see this forcefully trigger the message value error age cannot be negative. So raise keyword is very helpful to trigger a manually exception. So by we can handle this is a built-in type error. So now see another example. So just you have to write raise. So raise keyword using with a inside a try except block. So you can see here inside a try block, normally we write inside a try block where error can be occur, right? This code we can write or we write in a try block. So x equal to int input enter a number. If x equals to 0, then raise a 0 division error, and we are giving this message. So we are forcefully trigger the exception, and in except also we are raising the exception, that is we are printing a e. So helps in a custom error handling. I already said raise keyword is used to handle the custom error handling, that's called user defined exception. So let's see this example. In that example we are using a try catch block, right? So raise with raise with try catch dot py. So we are using a try catch block here. So normally in try block we write where exception can come, right? Inside the try just write the x equals to int input. First of all we have to take input in that. Enter a number. So we are looking here example of a 0 division error. Enter a number. Number, and after that just you have to write this condition if x equals to 0, and inside that equals to 0 colon, and we can raise the exception here. Raise, what is the exception? 0 division error. You can see 0 division error, because we are validating this exception, that is the 0 division error, Instead we can give message like 0 is not allowed because you can't divide it by 0. That's why this exception is called 0 is not allowed here, right? And except block also we can raise the 0 division as a E. And we can give a print E as well. So now run the program. Just we are checking division number, right? 0 division here means how we can divide the number. 0 division already you familiar with exception. So run this program. So it asking a number. Suppose I enter 4. So there is no exception. So now run again. And suppose I enter 0. So you can see 0 is not allowed here. You can see we are raising a exception. 0 is not allowed here. So raise keyword we can use inside the try catch block also for triggering the manually triggering the exception. So raise keyword is very helpful to trigger a exception. So just see the re-raising an exception. So already we have seen try catch block just like a int abc except value error, print invalid conversation, and raise we can use after the raise as well. So what will be the here? Raise throws the same exception again after handling means except block whatever this raising the error or throwing the error, this will raise by a raise keyword. This will throw by a raise keyword. So here you can see this example as well. Re-raising any exception. Just so let's create this another file. That's the re-raising exception. Means whatever exception is throwing by try catch, we can throw by raise using same exception, not pure. So let's create this example. That is the try. Always remember try is important in exception handling. Inside the try, so a equals to suppose int abc. We are trying to convert this character into the int. So we can raise the exception, right? So except value error because this is the wrong value. Text or character cannot be converted into the a means integer. We cannot convert it into the integer number. So just write except block except, and this is the suppose value error. We are throwing the value error exception and print invalid conversation. If this is a wrong or we got the exception inside the try, then except block will be run, and if not, then this block will be executed right inside the try block. So we are handling the exception in try block, and if this error is not occur, then this will execute, or if this error is occur, then except block will be the raise error. Normally this is our exception handling work. So just print invalid conversation. Invalid conversation, right? Conversation. And here I'm raising as well. So you can see you can raise as well. Now run the program. See invalid conversation. This already running the except block because int abc not converted into the int. So this except generated the value error, that is the invalid conversation. But after you can see value error invalid literal for int with base 10 abc, means we cannot run these programs. This is a value error because we are forcing this raising. This is called as a re-raising. Already raised by except block, but we are raising the same again. So we can use raise keyword inside the try except block as well. So now see the custom exception. This is called as a user defined exception. We will see in detail, but just let's see this example. So here you can see this is a class invalid marks error, and we are inheriting the exception in that, and just we are passing because this is empty. Just we have declared this is empty, and suppose marks equals to 120. So if marks is greater than 100, then raise invalid marks. Marks cannot be exceed 100. So we are directly raising this class. This is called as a custom exception. So you can write inside anything. So we are using the raise keyword to throw an exception. This is user defined exception. You can write anything in user defined exception. So you can see used in a real project and a framework. Raise keyword normally very useful, and we normally write these types of a custom exception in any project, any framework. So let's see this example as well. So this is a custom exception. Suppose custom underscore exception dot py. So here we are creating a user defined exception. Suppose class invalid marks here, invalid marks, because normally these things has happen in real project, and yes, inherit the exception. This is we can inherit by just by using this bracket inside. Exception is already parent class of a exception handling. So just give colon, and here just I am passing. Already you know what is the pass. Just we are passing structure. We are getting only the structure. So now see the program. So the marks equals to 120. You can take input as well. So let's see the input as well. Int input enter marks. So if user give input greater than 100, so then we can raise like a invalid marks error. So this is a custom exception we can create in our real project and framework also. So here you can write one condition: if marks is greater than 100, if marks greater than 100 suppose, then directly we can raise the exception. Here you can see raise invalid error marks, raise invalid marks error. So marks cannot be greater than cannot be exceed 100. Marks cannot be exceed 100, right? Cannot be exceed 100. Now run the program and check. You can see it asking a mark. Suppose anyone enter like above 100, so 120 marks. So you can see this is traceback, means runtime exception. This is called as suppose the raise invalid mark exception. So we are forcing a Python to trigger an exception, and you can see this is a message in terminal: invalid marks error, marks cannot be exceed 100. So by using raise keyword we can handle the custom error as well. For custom exception, normally use the raise keyword. Just you have to raise the keyword, and whatever exception we create a class, we can throw by using a raise keyword. This is also called as a custom exception, user defined exception. So you can write in there anything and we can raise the exception. This is a custom handling, user defined. We will see in detail as well, but you should know this is a custom exception as well, and this is raise keyword is helpful to handle the custom exception as well. Commonly, raise keyword is used with just like a value error, type error, zero division error, index error, key error, exception, generic exception. So important points to remember here: raise stop the program execution. You already said here we have stopped the program execution because error has occurred. 120 is not a correct mark for this condition, right? It cannot be used with or without an error message, means race cannot be created with without error message, with or without an error message. You can raise built-in or a custom exception, very useful for validation and debugging. So one line definition for exam, you can see the raise keyword in Python is used to explicitly trigger an exception. So we can create a custom exception, or we can explicitly trigger, manually trigger exception. Whatever exception can occur, we can use with this. So by using raise keyword, you can handle the exception in Python programming. So that's all about the raise keyword. We saw this many examples how we can use and how we can generate the exception. So it is used to manually trigger, that is the throw an exception. So this is all about the program. Just practice and just remember there is nothing is hard in there. Just you have to write a raise keyword, and after that you have to raise the exception type. So that's all about the raise keyword in a Python. So thank you for watching this video.